Special thanks to Hilda Watithi for always starting our Wednesday on a laughing note. So it's called Breaking Views. That is the name of the segment. And if you happen to bump into some videos that you think might go viral or funny videos, keep sending them to our social media handles at Y254 channel on Twitter, Y254_channel on Instagram, and Y254 on Facebook. Hashtag is Y in the morning, or you can hit me up directly at It's Barrymore or Hilda Watithi or Color Me Val. Send the videos so we can add them on Breaking Views every single Wednesday on Y in the morning. Right about now, it's time for Strength of a Woman, and my Strength of a Woman of the day goes by the name of Hellen Ringera, and she's the managing partner at Ringera and Co.Advocates. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much, Barry, for inviting me and for having me.
All right. Karibu sana, Ringera. And I'm very interested in your hair first. You have dreadlocks, yeah?
Yes, I do.
How old are they?
Well, they're 17 years now.
17 years now?
Yes.
All right, there are so many stereotypes around dreadlocks, obviously, and you've heard about them. And the Rasta culture.
I get that all the time. First of all, people think, for one, I'm a member of the Mongiki. I've gotten a lot of that.
I didn't see that coming, but all right.
True, they don't really quite believe I'm a lawyer or even an advocate because of my hair, which is such a shame because the hair has nothing to do with what I put on the table as an advocate. Yeah.
In the words of India, I am not my hair.
Certainly.
All right.
But I am a bit to some extent because I love it.
You love it?
Yes, I wouldn't have it any other way.
You wouldn't have it any other way?
Yeah.
Is it a problem in court?
No, as long as it's neat, it's well kept, then there's no problem.
All right. So how do you get to being the name partner at Ringera and Co.Advocates, or rather managing partner? How does it start? What was your first step after high school? So
after high school, I wanted to sort of like take a different channel because during high school I fell in love with computer science as a subject, but somewhere along the way, every time something would happen in school, people would call me to maybe counsel or mediate, and people actually nicknamed me.
This is in high school? This is in high school.
Guys gave me a nickname, Coffee Annan, and so I thought about it.
Very funny.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing this is after 2007.
During.
After he mediated. During the same period.
Yes. Right. Just when he was really popular at that time. And yeah, so, and before that I'd actually wanted to be a lawyer because I used to watch a lot of Judge Judy, Divorce Court, yes.
Did you ever watch Boston Legal?
I did with my mom. I was a fan. I thought court would be like that, but it's quite different.
It's quite different.
Yeah, so after high school, I went on, I was an avid member of church, Parklands Baptist Church.
Shout out to Parklands Baptist Church for nurturing a very honorable
and they had a program dubbed INDA. I think it still continues. And there, during the program, you'd get a mentor. And I was lucky enough to get Gladys Cholet as my mentor. And I went.
Baptist Church.
Yes, she's a member there. And I went on ahead to join Kenya Law Reports before I went to campus. So during that period, I really knew that this was the path for me, law. Then after the program, I went on to, she actually offered me a job, a very nice paying job. But then I thought to myself, if I start earning now, I'll probably never get to campus. So I joined Catholic University.
You told her to hold the job for a while. I'm going to school, I'll be back.
I told her we'll meet later.
All right.
Later in life. Yeah.
And this is quite an opportune time maybe to meet. But so this, what did you join again? It's called the law what?
I joined Catholic University of Eastern Africa.
There's this law something that you talked about before joining campus. Reports.
Oh, Kenya Law Reports at the time, now Kenya Law, yes.
All right, so what is Kenya Law Reports all about?
It's a body where actually you see all the stuff online, the cases, the basically it's a reporting firm, from manual paperwork, from hard copy to soft copy online. That's how you get the cases. Those are the people.
So all the cases that are in court are on this website?
Once they're done, once they're finished, yes. Right. That's what now is called precedents. Yes.
All right, the ones that are in process are not there yet?
Not yet.
All right, so from here you could get to understand some things.
Yeah, so I was assigned as a library assistant. Now in the library, we did that. We used to type in the cases, the parties and whatnot, and then we also used to amend something called the grey book that has statutes in it. Yes, all the statutes, you know, you know, well, the most important ones.
All right.
Yes.
So a lot of legal terms on set today. Y254 channel is our handle on Twitter, Y254_channel on Instagram, and Y254 on Facebook. Hashtag is Y in the morning. Keep interacting with us. We have Hellen Ringera, who's the managing partner at Ringera And Co.Advocates, and we're shedding some light to a story and how we need legal services as youth in this country right now. So I'm guessing by the time you joined Catholic University, you had some knowledge in the law field.
Yes, I did.
Right, because when I was joining campus, we had some guys who had already done their diplomas, and we never liked them because they always had their hands up in class and walikuwa kimbele mbele sana. Were you one of these people?
No, it was quite different actually. What I knew was not yet part. Actually, what I learned in the Kenya law reports was more of what I encountered at the Kenya School of Law. So here I was a freshman like any other. Yes.
All right. And from your experience, going through law school at Catholic University, going to Kenya School of Law, and passing the bar, what are some of the experiences and what are some of the traits you hold to yourself for getting to this point?
I've experienced a lot that I can say, but
because there's a girl right there who's watching you right now, and she's like, I want to go to law school. I want to be like her. I want to be like the Shulays of this world. I want to be like Njoki Ndomas. So maybe you can tell us how yours was and what are some of the traits that kept you grounded during this process?
Well, it was quite easy for me because I was passionate about it. I really wanted.
So passion is very important.
Very important. And I found it easy because, yes, it was a mundane routine, you know, class. It's sort of like the same schedule every day. But what really kept me focused was not doing late night studies, but participation in the class.
Participation in class.
Yes, everything I participated in, the projects, the assignments, I still remember them at my fingertips, you see, because I was so involved in the assignments. So I was one of those, probably one of those you hated, who used to lift their hands all the time, but not necessarily to answer, but also to ask questions. So don't feel like asking questions makes you look a little less, you know, brighter or foolish. No, it does not. And up to date, I still ask a lot of questions, ask my mentors, ask my past lecturers. But I think for me, the one thing is passion. Yes, passion despite what anybody tells you. I have a very soft voice, and people thought maybe that's not a lawyer's voice, but well,
so
here I am.
what is here? It's
yes.
not your voice. It's what
not,
it's here.
It's what is here, yes.
I like that so much about you. And what did your parents think about this line of work that you decided to do?
Oh, they loved it.
They loved it?
You should hear them every day. Oh, our lawyer, Wakili, how are you?
They don't call you.
They've forgotten my name.
I like that you're making your parents proud. But one around town is that there are two people not to be trusted in this world. Number one is actors.
Oh boy.
Because they can be anything when they want to. Number two is lawyers. What do
I'm shocked someone topped lawyers. Lawyers.
Yes, Because when you're a lawyer, it's not necessarily that you can act, but actors are really good at lying. But is it true, and what can you say about this? Is there something like a honest lawyer?
It's a, of course, we are honest lawyers. The thing is, look here, the law is very diverse. You cannot possibly rely on one side of the law and ignore the other. Yes. So the thing is, lawyers are deemed or termed as liars, but they are actually saying the contrary, because look here, you have one law saying this and another one giving a provision.
In the same book.
Yes, and another one giving a provision to say, well, if that happened, probably this was the end result, or this could have been the reason why it happened. You see such things. So I don't know who said lawyers are liars. We are quite honest. We go by the books.
You go by the book. So that is your
Most
defense.
of us.
Most of you go by the book. As I said, the hashtag is Why in the Morning on our social media handles. If you'd like to interact with us, we are with Hellen Ringera, the managing partner at Ringera And Co.Advocates for Strength of Women. So I'd like to know what are some of the services offered at your firm now?
Basically, at my law firm, we do offer general services, but we are more skilled in conveyancing.
Maybe you can make them understand what conveyancing is.
So conveyancing is from the onset to
layman.
the end.
Just assume you're talking to layman. All right.
From of acquisition of property, let's say land, from the very first, if you have a seller or you're the buyer, from that point of the buyer and the seller meeting up to when the transaction ends and you get your title.
So these pieces of land that I hear people bought some time back in the country, only to get flooded a few months later. So do you think you can help in this?
Well, you see, it's
or you only help?
That's a complex area, because in the first place, such land was not supposed to be acquired. If I'm sure you're talking about riparian land, right? The system has failed us, unfortunately, and that's why we find ourselves in such situations. And sometimes you're a willing buyer and a genuine seller, and by the mere fact that you already had a title to something that should never have been yours or should never have been provisioned to you, then that's the starting point. That's where now we should really see who was in charge. What happened?
But
why
my interest as a buyer, can a lawyer protect me in such a case? I'm a willing buyer. There's a good seller, but because I can't know before this period, I never knew what riparian land was. I just knew.
I know most people didn't know. Well, as a buyer, it still narrows down to the system, you see, because there's a line of buyers. All of you can decide, oh, I bought from this one, let me chase this one, and so on and so forth. But the thing is, we have to address the elephant in the room, the people in the registries, the people, I mean, riparian land was there before, just the other day, right? It's something that is in the maps, something that they know this is a water body, you know, the same way they have road reserves. It's not something new. So who was in charge? Because you see, when you're selling to layman and you know ignorance of the law is no excuse.
It's never an excuse.
It's never an excuse. So sometimes it's a bit difficult, because how do you represent somebody who acquired something that they were not meant to acquire in the first place?
So there's a complexity there.
There's a complexity.
Enough about conveyance. I'm sorry for putting you on the spot like that.
It's all right.
What else is
corporate, commercial, real estate, and intellectual property law.
Intellectual property law.
Yes.
I really want to focus on intellectual property law.
All right.
Because we have a segment called Entrepreneurship Tuesday here so we get youth who just share with us whatever they're doing. And some of them are very unique ideas, and some of them have not even copyrighted them. So yes, maybe you can help us understand what is the importance of getting some legal advice or legal services when you're an entrepreneur and you think you have a unique idea for the market.
First of all, what I would advise to those people who have new ideas and want to set them up is seek legal advice. And don't assume lawyers are expensive, they have no time for youngsters. That is another stereotype, you see. We have a lot of time to mentor the youth. And remember, we also came to business from somewhere, right? So, first of all, the youth should understand that when you have such ideas, take time to understand exactly how you can protect them, because your idea can easily become everybody's idea once you let it out, you see. And the person with the connections, or the person who's fast enough, is the one who's going to benefit from an idea that was not necessarily initially theirs. So what we do also at Ringera and Co.Advocates is we represent a lot of artists, graffiti artists. I have a number of clients, and I've learned that the biggest issue is when they relay their ideas to potential clients, then the potential clients go on ahead to
get other people to implement the
ideas. To implement the ideas, or they themselves implement the ideas. So you find somebody came with a concept, drew up a sketch, you know, sent you the designs from start to finish, and you just take them as they are and use them. And probably these people do not really have an avenue to even know where the work went, right? So let's say if it's at the embassy, it's being used at the embassy, such a person, where are they ever gonna learn that their work was used, you see? So first and foremost, if you have an idea, depending on what kind of idea it is, trademark it, copyright it, well, we said seek legal advice, then we'll do all that for you. We'll patent it.
For
protecting,
protecting intellectual property.
So that
it's so easy to assume that these things are going to cost me a lot of money.
It is, but it will not cost you much. And the thing is, if you go down to Kipi,
excuse me,
the board that is involved in registration of all these things, you will be shocked at the amount you have to part with to protect something that is eventually going to be your source of income, you know, your livelihood, your source of pride. Yeah.
So if you believe in it, if you think it's $1 billion idea, patenting it should be the least of your worries in terms of expenses.
Yes.
It's the most important thing.
It's the most important. And even before that, the most important thing is during these meetings, have a contract, have a non-disclosure agreement with these people, so that...
Which leads to my next question. We have so many youth who say they trade in ideas nowadays, and we have this in the fields of PR and art mostly, and entertainment, and we find people moving from place to place pitching for ideas for adverts, ideas for all sorts of things. So how do you how do you know when to stop in terms of the information that you give out to people when you're pitching?
You know, you have to get your clientele, first of all, to show commitment that going on, they will choose you or move ahead with you. You'll give them a basic concept. Don't hand them over everything, okay? And even when you're giving them a basic concept, remember they can develop it and amplify it to be their own, right? So that's what I'm saying. It all narrows down to contracts with the person, do not, and NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, that whatever is conversed in that meeting is not going to be used anywhere without your consent or without your knowledge.
Right. So seeking legal advice or legal services is very important.
Very important.
For an entrepreneur in this day and age.
Of course.
All right.
In any day and age.
In any day and age.
Yes.
From way back, moving forward. All right. So I'd like to talk to you about current affairs now. And I have 2 things to touch on. One is artificial intelligence. 2 is Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Yes. All right. So Disney now own the phrase Hakuna Matata.
Yes, they do.
It's patented now. And there are 2 questions that come in. Is it legal? Is it fair? I know fair does not have a standing, but is it legal for them to... It's an American company. This is a Swahili phrase. Swahili is not an American language. What can you say about this? People
patent even colors nowadays. People patent names that would otherwise be household names. It all depends on how far they have taken that name, you see. But it's a debatable issue that can strike a debate the entire day. But it's basically Hakuna Matata came to light because of Lion King, right? I think that's...
But we were always saying that around here.
I know.
Hakuna Matata.
Unfortunately, they took it worldwide. I think that's why.
They took it worldwide.
Yes.
So we have no room to complain.
I think really because it's a Kiswahili phrase, we can use it. But I don't think we can produce anything that has the 2 phrases for now. But like I said, it's a debatable... yeah.
Do you think we can file something and take it to the wall? All right. Enough about Hakuna Matata. So about artificial intelligence. There are claims that artificial intelligence is a threat to lawyers' jobs. What do you think about this? Very soon we'll be just keying in services that I want from a lawyer in a system or in a software, and then I get all the contracts all the documents that I needed, all the advice that I needed in one go.
You know,
is it something viable?
The thing is, it's already catching up. And even at the company registry, we are seeing it catching up. And so far, in my experience, it's not yet cut off completely my services, you see. Yes, you're able to go into the internet, you're able to file documents, you're able to do that. But at the end of the day, you still need my signature, my stamp on some of the documents. You need my advice on exactly what those documents mean, because the documents have not really been simplified. The other thing is power of the gab. You're not going to represent yourself, let's say, if it comes to going to court, you see. So I'll still have an upper hand there, all right? And you see, the court process is not as easy as it sounds. And that's
not
why
what we see on How to Get Away with Murder.
It's not what you see. It's not what you see. It's quite intricate. It's quite... It's an art by itself.
So we still need the human touch
of course
in this particular field or discipline. All right, I'm sorry for putting you on the spot and getting your opinion, but it's very insightful. You traveled some time back.
Yes, I did. Yes,
what was the travel about?
Nothing much, just meeting a few clients in Uganda and short vacation. I've never been to Uganda. Yes.
All right, so practicing law in Kenya, you can easily practice in Uganda as well. Do we have like a similar
Yeah, we have
practices?
Ugandan lawyers practicing here. We have Tanzanian lawyers practicing here.
Tanzanian?
Yeah, it's an East Africa community. Yes.
All right. So I think we are coming to the end of this. And before you can share with them your contacts and how they can get to talk to you, there's a question that is coming in from a viewer. And the viewer is asking, to practice law in Kenya, do you have to be fluent in both Swahili and English, or you can get away with one?
Essentially, you should be fluent in both English and Kiswahili. And Kiswahili, being a national language, then there is no excuse why you shouldn't be fluent. But the thing is, while in court, you can also get a translator. But of course,
slows
you're
down.
expected, yes, it slows down a lot of things. It slows down a lot of things. Yes, and we should take pride in our Kiswahili language. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, there's no reason to not learn.
And quite melodic.
Yes.
All right, so maybe you can share with them your last remarks, your message to the ladies out there who are watching you right now and would like to be like Hellen Ringera. Look at them straight into the eyes.
Young ladies and even gentlemen out there who want to be lawyers, who are not yet in law school or have not yet joined the law fraternities. What I can say is it's easier than you think it is. But the thing is, you need to be really focused, passionate, and you need to uphold a heightened level of morality, rather.
Because you have a lot of power in your hands.
Yes, that is where, that's what distinguishes a good lawyer from a quack lawyer. But what I can tell them is, never say die, up man and try. And in whatever you do, fly. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. And if you can't walk, crawl. Just don't stop.
Just don't stop.
Keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward.
Yes, have mentors. Let them mentor you, and you'll reach to the height you want to achieve.
All right.
Yeah.
So where is your physical, you can share with them your physical address and your email address and your contact information, just in case somebody would like some legal services or some mentorship. You'll never know. All
right. So you can find us in Gong, across Suswa Plaza. It's not hard to find. Connie House, and but we are moving. That's the thing. We are moving. Hopefully, if everything goes well.
The emails, are the emails moving
no,
as well?
But the emails are not going to move. So it's info@ringeraadvocates.com. And if you want to reach me personally, it's ringeraadvocates@gmail.com. And our website, which is under construction for the new year because we're changing a lot, is Ringera Advocates.
You already have resolutions.
Yes, we do.
New year, new things. Thank you very much, Hellen Ringera, for coming through to Wine in the Morning.
Thank you also for having me.
We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
So our strength of a woman of the day, there she goes, Hellen Ringera, the managing partner at Ringera and Co.